Hello, hello. Welcome on into another episode of the Whiskey Crusaders. I'm Will.
I'm Sarah.
Not Matt.
On today's episode, we're talking about Isanti and their rye whiskey.
Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button and click that notification bell. Matt, why don't you give us a little information about this thing I've never heard of?
Yes, this is an Isanti Rye Spirit. This is their Straight Rye Whiskey. This is a donation by Steve Anderson. You guys most know him as Steve A. See him in the Discord all the time with our mods and all that stuff. And he's from
He has a
Minnesota,
last name?
so
I didn't think so.
I didn't think he had a last name, but it was just A.
it's just his A.
Hey,
It's just A.
Just A.
All right,
the
so
right
this is like I said, Isanti Spirits. This is their rye. It's founded in 2015 by Rick Schneider, who was previously a punk rock drummer in the 80s, who switched to glass blowing in the 90s, and became an art professor after that. And then somehow became a distiller. So that's a rather wide range of things to do, but sure.
Yeah.
So he decided that the Twin Cities had too many distilleries, and that he would go north to a little county called Isanti in Minnesota, and also the town of Isanti, where he bought a farm on German Lake and built a distillery in his backyard, which is pretty freaking awesome. So they use all local grains within 15 miles of the distillery. A fourth-generation farmer there named Dave Anderson makes most of his grains, not all of them, but most of them. So the other thing that's interesting about him is they use barrels that are also made in Minnesota at the Barrel Mill in Avon, Minnesota. So they have 15 gallons, which are only for the bourbons, and then they have 53s are for their rye. So the good news is this is 53 rye, but their bourbon 53s will be out, I think, sometime either late last year or this year for their bourbons, but that's a different story for another day. Anyway, they use a 60-gallon Kothe still from Germany, which is very nice. And it's a 2,400 square foot distillery, so it's a very small, so it's apparently one of the smallest in Minnesota. The juniper for their gin is actually grown on the property, which is really cool. They hand blow glass every single one of their bottles, so that's pretty. I'd never seen that done before. That's pretty.
I mean,
awesome.
They're not going to have any kind of issues with
Problems
getting
with glass
bottles like
shortages.
everybody
No.
else is.
Not when you make
You're
your
doing
own.
it on site.
You melt glass, you melt glass. I mean,
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And they hand label everything, which they do have a really cool label with these two birds on it. That's kind of neat. But, hey, it was also the last dry county in Minnesota, and he went door to door asking, hey, can I build a distillery here? And they were like, sure, that's cool. And so they have one now. And Isanti is a combination of the word Santee, which is a Sioux tribe there, which means knife, and then with the word I in front of it. Because he said I was a fun letter. How many distilleries start with an I? Not many. All named for Indian tribes. So I thought it was kind of a cool way to name your distillery. All right, so what this product is 43%. It's 3.5 years old. It is this is batch 6 in particular. Of course, distilled there in Minnesota with a combination of traditional and experimental distillation methods. They didn't really go into what that means, but that's what it says on the website. Made with rye malt, and malted barley. These are, like I said, 53-gallon barrels. The grains, they also roast some of their grains like a brewer would, so that's a unique thing they do on it.
yeah.
They use this rye is called AC Hazelet. It is, like it says, grown by Dave Anderson. It goes into the barrel at 118 proof using a level 4 char. So let's see what we think of this. And it's Minnesota oak only. So that's the other thing. It's not, oaks from the Ozark. It's Minnesota particular oak as well as what the best from the cooperage. So
That's
it's
nice.
going to make a difference.
You told me it went into the barrel. What is it in the bottle?
118 is the barrel proof point.
And what is it
And then
presented to me at?
43.
43% alcohol. Okay.
Yep. So 86. So we've come down quite a bit from 18 to 86.
I was just
That
thinking.
granted, part of that's going to be because it's Minnesota and it's cold.
Yeah, I was just thinking I don't smell 118.
No.
Yeah.
This is light and very, very fruity.
It's very fruity for a rye. I don't get the pickled dill note right off the bat on the
no,
nose.
I have to search for it quite a bit to find any thread of dill, and I
Well,
wouldn't
and
call
I don't
it
even
pickle.
get it. Yeah, I agree. More of a mustard seed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's got this really nice, I would say it's a smoke, and I think that's from the barrel char, but I think it's because of that Minnesota oak, which I don't think we ever had anything in Minnesota
It's
oak before I
got
can
a
remember.
smoke to it for a rye.
It's unique, and also I think it's the malt, that rye malt in there, and he's using that brewer's method to smoke it, so I think that might be part of it too.
You don't get a whole lot of smoky ryes.
Mm-mm.
No, it's got nice caramels, vanillas.
Back to the fruit notes. This is like citrus and tree fruit for days.
Yeah.
Some berries, but just mostly I'm getting like tree fruit. I'm getting
orange
like
and lime.
Yeah.
A downy, clean scent with cherries.
I get cherries. This is a very atypical rye.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't smell like any other rye. At first, I was thinking it was like that pine note, but it's not. It's like a Home Depot lumber, but not
Yeah,
green or
like
sappy. It's this
fresh cut
it's-
wood.
Yeah, it's fresh
Like
cut
when
wood
you're
meat.
walking through the lumber section.
Mm-hmm.
I totally get behind that, and
Mhm.
it's got to be the barrels that they're using.
It has to be. It has to be that Minnesota oak. And like I said, we've had stuff, like the Gariana oak for Westland and things like that. But
Let's
most
get
of you're
like
dealing with stuff from, the Ozarks and stuff usually.
along that line. I get a little bit like almost pencil shavings.
Yes, totally agree. Smells good. All right.
Ooh,
That's spicy.
so spicy on the finish.
It's got a lot
Mhm.
of
Oh,
I don't know how to place it, clove or cinnamon mixture. Not like one or the other, just mix them both.
That's definitely how it finishes to me. It
Mhm.
started off like the
Mhm.
nose was very, very fruity
Mhm.
up front, though.
It's got a lot of citrus up front. I get a lot of orange and like I said, lemon. There's some cherry in there, and I get those same wood notes. I get the shavings or the lumber, walking through a lumber yard,
absolutely.
and I kind of like it. I've always liked the smell of freshly cut wood.
Ooh, the
Yeah.
second time through, I actually got quite a bit more of that smoke layer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh.
It's that smoky, roasted. It's that roasted note that you're getting there with that smokiness from those grains and that lumber and that black spice. It's also got like a beer bread note to it to me. That
You
little
see-
bit of anise,
yeah.
and it's very bready. It's a very atypical rye. It doesn't
Yeah.
taste like any rye I've ever had. It's very nice.
I like it.
Yes, I think this bottle sat in the dining room for about 18 months. So
Dang.
I had time to air out. Because at first I thought
Yeah.
that was a fault with the weirdness. And then as it sat and I read more about this, it's like, this makes so much more sense now.
To me, I get the pine note more.
Yeah, changes. It's
So
like
don't add water. That's what
minty
you're
pine.
saying. Yeah, it's nice. They're doing a good job. I like to try this at cash strength. I'd be very interested to see it cash strength this taste.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Super passionate, interesting guy. This would be the kind of
Yeah,
guy we need to
don't add
have
water.
on.
William's not a fan of the water adding.
No, it diluted most of the flavor.
Okay. Yeah, 43%, not surprising.
Right.
Yeah, it brought it down a little bit too far, I think. That wasn't good.
Okay.
This is good. I really like it.
I'm interested to
Homemade
try the
chapter.
bourbon and gin too. I think that'd be an interesting. See how those are.
Yeah, I really want to try the bourbon. All right.
Yeah, it's only available currently, I think, in Minnesota and I think Illinois. I think that's about it. At least that's all I could find. So maybe Wisconsin or something like that by now, but that's all I
Who
could
did
find.
that?
They gotta
This
get a
is-
foothold. They gotta
This
get a
is a
foothold
ride that
somewhere.
I would drink.
I'm sure Steve will be
Willingly.
very happy. Thank you, Steve. We appreciate it. And
Thank
you
you,
found a
Steve.
rye Sarah even likes.
Yeah. All right. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and click that notification bell and join us live on Monday nights. And until next time,
Keep on crusading for better whiskey in your glass.
cheers. Crazy.